Boss fired me, wife cheated. Revenge story scorched. If this story stirred something in your heart, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe to Revenge with Luke, where every story reminds us that pain can lead to power. My new boss fired me after my best year. My wife was hiding secrets with him. That was the moment I stopped being their pawn. I'm Gavin Ellison, 47 sales king in Des Moines, Iowa. 12 years at Pinnacle Logistics turned me into the guy who closed deals others only dreamed of. I grew their client base from 15 to 90, pulling in $18 million a year. Not a billionaire, but solid $250,000 salary, a brick colonial house, a Dodge Ram, and a life with my wife, Autumn, 35. She's a corporate trainer, quick with a smile that could charm a boardroom. 10 years married, no kids, but we were a unit. Her coaching execs, me sealing contracts. I thought my numbers were ironclad. Then Donnie Ashburn, 49, the new sales VP, rolled in and gutted my world. It started quiet. Donnie, a slick-talking suit from Denver, strutted into Pinnacle with analytics and a corner office. He called my handshakes relics in meetings, smirking. I'd driven 70% of our revenue through trust, not apps. But Donnie wanted modern scalability. Younger reps, cheaper deals. I caught him eyeing my accounts, my desk. Then Autumn started slipping. Late nights at her training gigs. Phone buzzing, always locked. Client workshops, she'd say, eyes avoiding mine. I found a $600 receipt for a Des Moines wine bar we'd never visited. Team dinner? She shrugged. My gut churned. But my clients were my fortress, so I buried the doubt. Betrayal's a slow poison. By winter, Donnie's restructure hit. He called me and tie undone grin sharp. Gavin, you're out. We need lean talent. Fresh. 12 years and he axed me like I was nothing. You're a typewriter in a touchscreen world, he sneered. I signed the severance, walked out, his chuckle trailing. My team reps I'd mentored stared silent. I kept my chin up, but inside I was unraveling. Home wasn't a haven. Autumn was distant, her touches brief. One night her laptop was open on the counter. I wasn't prying, just shutting it. An email flashed. From Donnie Ashburn. Last night was electric. Gavin's done. Plans moving. My chest caved. I scrolled. Messages dozens. You're my fire, Donnie wrote. A photo of Autumn, an address I didn't recognize, his arm around her. A $3,000 hotel bill. 10 years and she'd rewritten me out. I shut the laptop, hands trembling. Autumn slept upstairs, her hair fanned across the pillow. I wanted to barge in, demand truth. But I didn't. I strategized. I called my buddy Ray Harper, 52, a corporate lawyer who'd seen every kind of knife fight. We met at a coffee shop, steam rising. Gavin, you sure? Ray asked, sipping black coffee. Autumn's cheating with Donnie. He's got a scheme. I need proof. Ray scribbled a name. Lila Monroe. P.I. She's a hawk. Cost, but she's worth it. I pocketed it, resolve hardening. Lila was a force, late 40s, eyes like lasers. We met in her office, monitors humming. What do you want, Ellison? She asked. The truth. Autumn's lies, Donnie's game, their endgame. She nodded. 10 days. Act normal. Normal. Like I could with my marriage and career in ashes. I played the role. Kissed Autumn goodbye. Cleared my desk at Pinnacle. Nodded when Donnie bragged about disruption. But every glance was a lie. Lila worked fast. Her first report hit my inbox, photos of Autumn and Donnie at a Des Moines rooftop lounge, her lips brushing his. Bank records showing $30,000 drained from our savings, moved to a new account in her name. Emails between Donnie and a board member, Clifford Hayes, 63, planning to siphon my clients to a rival firm. The worst, Donnie wasn't just Autumn's lover. He was Clifford's ally, using my trust to sabotage Pinnacle's revenue. My deals, my life hacked. I sat in my truck, snow dusting the windshield, reading Lila's file. This was a revenge story, but not just personal, it was a corporate coup. I could have confronted Autumn, blown it open. But I'm sharper than that. I called Ray. Set up a meeting with Pinnacle's board, I said. I've got something they need to see. Ray hesitated. This is war, Gavin. Ready. I gripped the phone. They broke me. I'm rebuilding. The board meeting was days away. I didn't tell Autumn I'd be there. She thought I was jobless, drifting. I stood outside Pinnacle's steel headquarters, watching Donnie pitch my clients to execs I'd brought in. My heart ached for the man I'd been. Then Lila called. Got more, she said. Audio. Donnie and Clifford at a client dinner. They're planning to tank Pinnacle, start their own venture. I listened in my garage, tools silent. Donnie's voice smug. Gavin's clients are ours. Autumn's the key. My blood boiled. I sent it to Ray. This goes to the board, I said. And the clients. The first twist hit like a power surge. Lila traced the new account to a shell company linked to Clifford Hayes. Donnie had promised him a cut of the new firm if my clients were poached. Autumn wasn't just cheating, she was a cog in a corporate machine. I met Lila at a diner, dawn breaking. What's next? I asked. She sipped coffee, eyes sharp. Confront her now, it's messy. Or rewrite their game better. I leaned back, mind racing. Autumn thought I'd stay silent. Donnie thought he'd won. Clifford thought he owned the board. They were wrong. Let's crash their system, I said, voice like steel. Ray filed a whistleblower report with the board attaching Lila's evidence. I hired a forensic accountant, Tara Flynn, 42, to dig into our finances. $200,000 gone over 10 years. Savings, bonuses, training expenses. My life's work funneled into Autumn's lies. Tara's report was a blade. You've got her, she said, handing it over. They're done. But they weren't. Autumn came home, eyes red. Gavin, we need to talk, she said, voice trembling. I let her in, wary. She sat, twisting her ring. I messed up. Donnie's not worth it. I'm scared. My heart tugged, old love lingering. Then her phone buzzed. Donnie's name. A text. Keep him quiet. She was playing me. Again. Get out, I said, voice cold. She blinked, shocked. Gavin, please out. She fled, purse clutched. I exhaled, the air heavy. No more games. I called Ray. Send everything to the board. Now. The next day I walked into the board's office, Tara's report in hand. The chair, Dr. Ellen Baxter, 58, skimmed it, jaw tight. This is fraud, she said. Fraud, I said, leaning in. It's betrayal. Tell Donnie his empire's on the line. Baxter nodded, shaken. I walked out, sunlight hitting my face. I was in control. Then my phone rang. Unknown number. A man's voice rough. Back off, Ellison. You're digging your grave. Click. My pulse raced. Donnie. It had to be. I locked the house, checked the cameras. Nothing. But the threat lingered. This wasn't just about Autumn anymore. Donnie, Clifford, and whoever was pulling strings, they were coming for me, and I was ready to fight. Donnie's threat echoed like a gunshot in my head. You're digging your grave, he'd snarled. Sleep was a lost cause. My Des Moines house, once a fortress, felt like a cage. Every passing car, every rustle set my nerves on fire. But I wasn't backing down. I'm Gavin Ellison, and I'd built Pinnacle Logistics' client empire from grit and handshakes. No way was I letting Donnie Ashburn, Autumn, or Clifford Hayes erase me. Dawn broke sharp and icy. I called Lila, my PI voice taut. Donnie's threatening me. Dig into his network. Lila was all steel. He's rattled Gavin. We're close. I'll track his moves. Next I hit up Tara, the forensic accountant. What's new on the money? I asked. She didn't flinch. Autumn's sloppy. Another $40,000 moved last night. Offshore Bermuda. I'm tracing the owner. My jaw clenched. Offshore. This wasn't just a cheating wife, it was a corporate theft. I drove to Pinnacle's headquarters, its glass walls mocking my exile. The lot hummed with my old team reps. I'd trained their glances heavy with loyalty. But I wasn't there to mourn. I needed to think. Autumn, Donnie, Clifford. They weren't just poaching my clients. They were dismantling my legacy, the trust I'd forged over 12 years. Years of late-night calls, skipped birthdays, and a bad knee gone. I wasn't letting that stand. Midday, Ray called. Dr. Baxter's on edge, he said. Your report's got the board in a frenzy. They want to meet tomorrow. You good? I gripped the phone. Good. I'm ready to burn this down. But Ray's tone dropped. Gavin, heads up. Baxter mentioned Clifford Hayes. He's got investors in his pocket. You know him. My stomach twisted. Clifford, the board member with a tycoon's grin, always hovering near Donnie at client galas. Too close. Yeah, I said low. I know him. That afternoon, Lila sent a new file. Photos of Autumn and Donnie at a Des Moines steakhouse. Her hand on his wrist. Clifford was there, sipping scotch, eyes calculating. My blood boiled. Donnie was the affair, but Clifford was the architect. If he was funding this, it was bigger than a revenge story. But why me? My client list was gold, but not a tech giant's vault. What was Clifford's play? No time to guess. My phone buzzed. Text unknown number. Check your garage. My pulse spiked. I strode to the house, heart hammering. A plain envelope, no stamp. Inside, a USB drive and a note. They're not invincible. Use it. No signature. I should have called Lila, but curiosity burned. In my home office, I plugged in the drive. A video loaded. Grainy footage of Donnie and Clifford in a hotel bar arguing. Donnie jabbed a finger. You said Ellison was out. Clifford's voice was ice. He is. Autumn's the leverage. Keep her in line. The video cut out. My hands shook. Leverage. Autumn wasn't just cheating, she was Clifford's pawn and I was the mark. But who sent the USB? Ally. Rival. I forwarded it to Lila. Find out who's tailing Donnie? I said. Someone's playing both sides. She didn't flinch. On it. But Gavin Clifford's connected. Old money, dirty hands. This could get dicey. Dicey was my turf. I'd closed impossible deals, outsmarted rivals, even survived a 16 budget cut. But this was personal. I met Ray at his office, showed him the video. His face darkened. Clifford's a shark. If he's in Autumn's not just unfaithful, she's trapped. I leaned forward. Then we cut the net. File fraud charges. Hit them all! Ray hesitated. That's a big swing, Gavin. Sure. I met his eyes. They stole my life. I'm done playing defense. That night I couldn't stay home. Autumn's perfume lingered a ghost of our past. I drove to a bar, ordered a bourbon. The burn steadied me. Then I saw her, not Autumn, but Tara the accountant. She was at a corner table nursing a vodka tonic. Mind if I join? I asked. She smirked. Only if you're buying. We talked her divorce, my early days pitching clients. For an hour I forgot the fight. But as I left, she grabbed my arm. Gavin, be careful. That offshore account. It's Clifford's. Autumn's not the brains, she's the bait. Bait. The word hit like a freight train. Autumn wasn't just a cheater, she was Clifford's tool. But why me? My clients weren't a fortune. The answer came at dawn. Lila called, voice urgent. Gavin, I found the USB source. Ex-employee of Clifford's fired last month. Name's Rachel Vaughn, 41. She's got dirt extortion bribery. Wants to meet. I didn't hesitate. Set it up. Rachel was a wreck, chain-smoking in a diner booth. Clifford wants Pinnacle's contracts, she said, eyes darting. Your clients were the key to his new venture. Autumn's affair was his leverage. My fists clenched. And Donnie, Rachel snorted. Donnie's a puppet. Clifford pays him to keep Autumn hooked. But she's breaking. She called me begging for help. I leaned in. Help. Why's she still playing? Rachel's eyes met mine. Clifford's got leverage. Photos. From her past. Before you, the air vanished. Autumn's 20s were rough, she'd partied hard, ran with a bad crowd. But blackmail, that was low. Part of me wanted to save her, pull her out. But the part that had seen her with Donnie knew better. She'd chosen this. I slipped Rachel $700. Stay safe, I said. She nodded, already gone. The board meeting was hours away. I walked in, Ray at my side, Rachel's words burning. Autumn was there, pale eyes red. Donnie sat beside her, smirking. Baxter cleared her throat. Gavin, reconsider. We value your deals. I laughed cold. Deals. She stole my savings. He stole my clients. I tossed Rachel's affidavit on the table detailing Clifford's scheme. Donnie's smirk vanished. Autumn gasped. Gavin, I didn't save it, I snapped. You erased me. For him. I pointed at Donnie, who shifted, eyes narrow. Then the twist. Baxter's phone buzzed. She glanced at it, paled. We need to pause, she said, voice shaky. The board got a tip. Feds are looking into Clifford. Fraud, insider trading. Autumn's eyes widened. Donnie shot up. This is bullshit, I said, voice like ice. You're next. The room froze. Baxter adjourned, promising to regroup. Autumn grabbed my arm as I left. Gavin, I'm sorry. I didn't know it'd go this far. I shook her off. You knew enough. Outside, Ray clapped my shoulder. You rattled them. But Clifford's not done. I nodded, scanning the street. A black SUV idled, tinted windows. Trouble. I called Lila. Check Clifford's movements. He's not backing off. She didn't sugarcoat it. He's not. Got a hit on his phone. He's meeting Donnie tonight. Industrial Park. You want in? I gripped the phone. Hell yes. That night I parked a block from the Industrial Park, Lila's directions locked in. Snow crunched underfoot, streetlights dim. Donnie's car was there next to a Lincoln. Clifford's. Voices echoed inside a warehouse. I crept closer, phone recording. Donnie was yelling. You said Ellison was gone. Now the feds are sniffing. Clifford's voice was smooth, deadly. Relax. Autumn's the fall guy. She'll take the hit. My blood boiled. They were framing her. After everything, she was their scapegoat. Then it went sideways. A flashlight beam hit me. Who's there? A third voice, not Donnie's or Clifford's. I froze. Footsteps. I bolted, ducking behind a crate. The beam swept past. My phone buzzed. Lila. Get out. Clifford's got muscle. Too late. A hand grabbed my collar, yanked me up. A guy 6'4", built like a tank. Wrong place, he growled. I swung, caught his jaw. He staggered. Pain exploded in my ribs as he hit back. I hit the ground, vision swimming. Headlights. A car screeched up. Lila. She leapt out, pepper spray in hand. Back off, she shouted. The guy hesitated, ran. Lila hauled me up. You're a fool, she muttered, shoving me into her car. We peeled out, snow swirling. What'd you hear? She asked. I coughed, ribs screaming. They're setting Autumn up. Clifford's the kingpin. Lila's jaw tightened. Then we take him down. Back home, I iced my ribs, mind racing. Autumn, Donnie, Clifford, a hydra, each head uglier. But Rachel's tip, Lila's hustle. Tara's evidence, it was stacking up. I wasn't just fighting for my clients anymore. This was about justice, Tara called. Big news. That offshore account. Tied to Clifford's shell company. Tax evasion laundering. I sent it to the feds. I grinned, pain be damned. You're a genius. She laughed. Just doing my job. But Gavin. Autumn's been calling me. She's scared. Donnie's unhinged. I didn't answer. Autumn's fear didn't sway me. She'd made her bed. Then the next twist. My home security pinged. Footage from last night, someone tampering with my laptop in the garage. I zoomed in. Donnie. He wasn't just threatening me, he was sabotaging my evidence. I called Ray Lila Tara. We end this. Now. The plan was simple. Bait Donnie, catch him in the act, tie him to Clifford. But as I hung up, my phone buzzed. Autumn. A voicemail. Gavin, I'm at the office. Donnie's here. He's losing it. Help. Her voice broke raw with panic. I stared at the phone. Pinnacle's office. My old battlefield where I'd closed 1,000 deals. Now a trap. Or was it? Autumn had lied before. But that panic, it was real. I grabbed my keys. This wasn't about saving her. This was about finishing it. But the game shifted again. Lila called as I drove. Gavin knew intel. Rachel got more. Clifford's been skimming Pinnacle's revenue for years. Not just your clients. He's got a mole on the board. Named Sandra Keller, 55. She's feeding him intel. My mind raced. Sandra, the quiet board member who'd nodded at my report. A traitor. What's the play? I asked. Lila's voice was grim. Expose her at the meeting. But watch your back. Clifford's desperate. I parked a mile from Pinnacle, mind spinning. Sandra's betrayal widened the net. This wasn't just about my clients. It was about Pinnacle's survival. I met Ray at a gas station, snow falling. Sandra's dirty, I said, handing him Lila's new file. Ray's eyes narrowed. This changes everything. We hit the board with this. It's over. I nodded. But we need Donnie first. He's the weak link. That evening, I set the bait. I texted Donnie from a burner phone posing as a client. Heard you're taking over Ellison's accounts. Meet me at the office 9 p.m. Let's talk numbers. He bit, replying instantly. I'm there. I called Lila. He's coming. Be ready. She was already positioned, hidden in the lot with a camera. At 9 p.m., I watched from a shadowed corner as Donnie arrived pacing in his office. No, Autumn. Her voicemail was a lie or a setup. My stomach dropped. Then headlights. A black SUV. Clifford stepped out, not alone. Sandra Keller was with him, her face tight. My blood ran cold. This wasn't a meeting, it was a cleanup. I texted Lila. They're all here. Call the cops, now. I slipped into the building, heart-pounding, flashlight dim. Voices spilled from Donnie's office. Clifford's tone was lethal. Granger's evidence is out. We need to wipe the servers. Sandra's voice nervous. What about Autumn? Donnie laughed, bitter. She's expendable. Always was. My grip tightened. They were erasing everything. My work, Autumn's role, Pinnacle's future. Then the third twist. A figure moved in the hall, Autumn pale, clutching a USB drive. She saw me, froze. Gavin, she whispered. I recorded them. Everything. My mind reeled. Was she playing me again? Or was this real? Before I could answer, Donnie's voice boomed. Who's out there? I grabbed Autumn, pulled her into a closet. Footsteps neared. My phone vibrated. Lila. Cops are 5 minutes out. Hold on. The door rattled. Donnie's shadow loomed. I held my breath, Autumn trembling beside me. This was it. My clients, my marriage, my fight, all on the line. But I wasn't done. Not yet. The closet door rattled, Donnie's shadow looming like a storm. My heart hammered, Autumn's trembling breath hot against my neck. Her whispered words, I recorded them. Everything burned in my mind. Was she lying again? Or was this her redemption? I'm Gavin Ellison, and I'd built Pinnacle Logistics Empire with my own hands. No way was I letting Donnie Ashburn, Clifford Hayes, or Sandra Keller bury me in a Des Moines office. Lila's text said cops were 5 minutes out. I just had to hold the line. The door creaked open. Donnie's voice low and venomous. I know you're here. I gripped Autumn's wrist, signaling silence. Footsteps circled heavy, deliberate. Clifford's voice cut through from the office. Find them, Vance. We're wiping everything tonight. Sandra's tone sharp with panic. What if the feds already have it? Clifford laughed cold. They don't. Granger's evidence is smoke. Autumn's the loose end. My blood boiled. They were framing her, erasing my legacy and gutting Pinnacle. But Autumn's USB drive, if it was real, changed everything. I leaned into her ear. That recording. Truth. She nodded, eyes wide, handing me the drive. It's all there. Clifford's bribes, Donnie's deals. My gut twisted. Trusting her was a gamble, but I had no choice. I slipped the drive into my pocket, mind racing. The cops were close, but 5 minutes was an eternity. I needed to stall. I pushed the closet door open an inch, spotting Donnie's back. He was rifling through a desk, muttering. I whispered to Autumn, stay here. Scream if they find you. She grabbed my arm, desperate. Gavin, don't. I shook her off. I'm finishing this. I crept out, sticking to shadows, heart pounding. The office was a maze of cubicles, monitors, dark. Clifford and Sandra were at Donnie's desk shredding files. I ducked behind a partition phone recording. Clifford's voice was steel. Wipe the servers. Granger's clients are ours by dawn. Sandra hesitated. If we get caught, we won't, Clifford snapped. Vance handles the mess. My jaw clenched. They thought I was done. They were wrong. The first twist hit like a lightning strike. A crash echoed, Autumn stumbling from the closet, knocking over a chair. Donnie spun, eyes wild. There. He lunged toward her. I didn't think. I bolted, tackling him. We hit the floor, papers flying. Donnie roared, swinging a fist. Pain exploded in my cheek, but I pinned his arm, knee on his chest. Stay down, I shouted. Autumn screamed, scrambling back. Clifford cursed, grabbing a laptop. Sandra froze, eyes darting to the door. Headlights flashed outside, red and blue, cutting through the snow. Lila had come through. Donnie thrashed, but I held him, ribs screaming from the warehouse fight. Clifford bolted for the fire exit, laptop clutched. I shouted, "He's running." Sandra hesitated, then ran after him. Autumn stood shaking, clutching the chair. "Gavin, I'm sorry." "Not now," I snapped, dragging Donnie to his feet. Sirens wailed closer. Cops burst in, shouting, "Hands up." I let Donnie go, hands raised. He slumped, cursing. "Gavin Ellison," I said, voice steady. "They're the ones you want." The cops cuffed Donnie, his smug grin gone. Clifford and Sandra didn't make it far. Lila's tip had squad cars waiting at the exits. I handed the USB drive to the lead officer, a grizzled guy named Holt. "This has everything. Bribes, fraud, client theft." Holt nodded, bagging it. Autumn stood by the door, pale, silent. I didn't look at her. My statement was quick: Autumn's affair, Donnie's sabotage, Clifford's corporate coup. The cops hauled them out, snow swirling in their wake. Days later, the fallout hit. Clifford's arrest dominated Des Moines headlines: fraud, bribery, money laundering. Donnie flipped, spilling details for a plea deal. Sandra faced charges, her board seat gone. Autumn was charged with conspiracy, but Ray said she'd likely get probation. I didn't care. My clients were safe, most of my savings recovered. Tara's evidence and Autumn's recording sealed it. But the second twist came from Rachel, the whistleblower. She met me at a coffee shop, sliding over a flash drive. "Autumn's photos," she said. "The ones Clifford used to control her. I hacked his server. Your call." I stared at the drive. Part of me wanted to destroy it, let her past die. But the part that had fought for my legacy kept it locked in a safe. Not for revenge, but protection. Autumn was out of my life, but I wasn't taking risks. Weeks passed. I didn't go back to Pinnacle. Instead, I got a call from Vanguard Solutions, a rising logistics firm in Kansas City. Their CEO, Hank Wheeler, 57, wanted me to lead their client strategy. I walked into their boardroom, my track record on display. Hank didn't blink. "Name your terms." I did. $350, 0.006% equity, and a public statement calling me the client architect. He shook my hand. Done. Pinnacle's board begged me to return, offering a VP role. I met them in their tower, their faces desperate. "Gavin, we need you, Doctor," Baxter pleaded. I smiled, tore their offer in half. "You had your chance," I said, walking out. The glass doors clicked shut, final. Autumn sent a letter a month later, handwritten, tear-stained. "I was lost," she wrote. "I'm sorry. I read it once, burned it in the backyard. Sorry didn't restore trust. Sorry didn't erase Donnie's smirk or Clifford's schemes. I'd rebuilt my life stronger. That was enough." Vanguard launched, my division contracts flooding in. I bought a new place, modern, overlooking Kansas City's skyline. Tara and I grabbed drinks sometimes, her sharp humor a spark. Not love, not yet, but a start. But the third twist came late when Lila called. "Gavin, one more thing. Autumn's recording. She made it before you found her laptop. She was trying to stop Clifford from the start." My chest tightened. Had I misjudged her? Or was it another lie? I didn't know, and I didn't chase it. Some truths stay buried. Then the final shift. My old Pinnacle clients, loyal to me, not the company, started calling. They wanted to follow me to Vanguard. I didn't poach them. I didn't have to. They came because they trusted me. I set up a community fund with my first Vanguard bonus, helping small clients hit by Pinnacle's collapse. It wasn't revenge, it was rebuilding. I wasn't tearing down Donnie or Autumn. I was lifting up those who'd stood by me. Late at night, staring at Kansas City's lights, I'd see that USB drive in my mind, feel the weight of what I'd become. Was I a hero? A survivor? Or just a man who chose to rise? I don't have the answer. Maybe you do. Did I do right burning Autumn's letter without a reply? Or should I have offered her a chance to explain one last time? What's justice when trust is ash? Can pain forge something stronger, or does it only break us? You're here because this story meant something. Don't scroll away without leaving a thought in your subscription. Revenge with Luke is where real stories find their voice in yours.